Females! So welcome back to Favorite Friday. For the second case for this week, we are going back to Illinois, except in this case, we are not going back to Chicago as I normally do. We are going to a city by a name that I can't even pronounce. I'm just going to put it on the screen here. If anybody knows of this case, whether you knew the victims or the killer, or I guess killer in this situation, definitely let me know your thoughts down below. Just a heads up, this is another child death case, so of course I imagine if you cannot handle that, I definitely have other, I guess all these cases somebody pretty much dies with the exception of like I think one, but there are adult murder cases. I guess that's more manageable view. I guess if that makes sense. And so with that being said, I definitely understand if you don't want to, because on this video, there's not really that much information anyway, but of course every child who does get murdered, especially by their own parent, does deserve to have their own story told. And so with that being said, I'm going to quit my rambling, sources down below as always, and let's get started. So we're going to start with Nicolette. So apparently Nicolette, she was born in April of 1982. She was going to have a daughter, who's the subject of the story. Raasania Cooley, who apparently was born April 19, 2003. Nicolette would apparently get married, but apparently not to Raasania's father. So I guess it's her stepfather. So then Raasania apparently would get would be made to sleep in a closet and was beaten regularly. Some of which this was apparently actually recorded, and this was done in the presence of the stepfather. And said that as far as food wise, they of course would feed her because you gotta keep her alive, but they would only feed her a bowl of cereal a day. So then in June 2014, a welfare check was done. So I guess nothing was really done about it because obviously she was, because of what I'm about to tell you. In September of 2014, apparently Nicolette would punch Raasania in the stomach for whatever reason. 2 days later, she would call 911 after finding her daughter unresponsive. And then she dies on September 5th from blunt force trauma from her stomach being torn from the punch that Nicolette had gave her 2 days before. And so then, of course, as you can imagine, she had cigarette burns and protruding wrist and ribs, and she weighed only 67 pounds at 11 years old. Now, it doesn't obviously take a rocket science to figure out that's way underweight and cigarette burns. They obviously going to investigate. So then Nicolette apparently was charged with 14 counts of murder, even though there's only one person that died. So I guess they were trying to make sure this woman stays in jail, and rightfully so, because you can apparently kill somebody with a punch. You know, who knows what else you can do. Apparently, so she's held on $5 million bail. Obviously, the other kids that she has, they're put into the custody of somebody else. So then out of the 14 counts, she decides to plead guilty to just the one count. The one, I guess, since, again, I only killed one person, I ain't finna plead guilty to all 14. That's crazy. And so then apparently, even though she apparently is responsible for Raasania's death, she had to be the one to sign for permission for her own daughter to get buried, because apparently the city was paying for her burial. Because I said, you ain't finna pay for it because you don't want to kill her. But even though you don't want to kill her, we kind of your legal permission, because apparently somehow nobody else was eligible to sign it but her. So then in 2017, she gets charged with 43 years. And then luckily she does not qualify for early release, because apparently that's the thing they doing over there in Illinois for some weird reason. However, she did get credit for time served because she has been in jail since 2014. So as of right now, at the time of sentence, she has technically served 10 years of her sentence. So she has 33 years left. And if you're wondering what about the stepfather, because some of the abuse did happen in the presence of him, he was never charged with anything. So maybe he testified against her. Maybe he told the police what happened at the station, and they were like, look, we give you immunity if you testify against your wife, whatever. Did specify. He did specify that should have been sentenced. Do you think she should have got longer? What do you think should happen to caseworkers? They're saying that no abuse has happened in the home, and then the child winds up being dead not that long after. And was the social worker bribed off? Did they really even go to the house? Like this, that, like stuff like that. And so that's just really another child death case. Of course, that was not really talked about, but I felt that she should have her story talked about, because if she was still alive, she would be literally like 21 today. And that's kind of crazy to think about it, because I'm 22 at the time I'm recording this. So she would have been a year younger than me if she was even still alive. And unfortunately, she's not here because of Nicolette's ass. So with that being said, definitely leave your thoughts down below. I definitely have more cases down below, as always, unless you somehow have been watched all of my cases, which in that case, thank you. And so with that being said, I cover fellow females 3 times a week. Subscribe for more fellow females. I'll see you guys next one. Bye.
So if I play dead, will you regret everything that you did, that you said? I don't think you understand what you're doing, and my heart's black and blue from the bruising. I feel like when I'm with you I'm losing. I feel like you think that this amusing, sitting there gaslighting and confusing. Was it me? Is it me? Am I deluded? I'm the one who's always sorry, the conclusion. Even though I offer all of the solutions, I wish you loved me like I love you, it's stupid. When I'm alone with you I never feel lucid. I wish I wasn't struck by Cupid.